What is going on, everybody? I am here today to talk about the Miami Dolphins, and in particular, I'm here to talk about Tyreek Hill and what he does for the Miami Dolphins. Do we see the same Tyreek Hill that we've seen over the last handful of years? Let's get into it now. All right, so first off, this is kind of a strange fit. And let me explain why before you kind of jump all over me and be like, "Hey, this guy sucks. He hates the Dolphins. He's biased." No. So what I'm saying is that I think it's kind of a strange fit for this simple reason. It seemed a little desperate, to get a guy like Tyreek Hill, who's, he's kind of he is a burner, and he's probably going to have a little bit of a dip when he starts to lose his speed. They're not really in win now mode. We saw they had a lot of bad pub with the Brian Flores stuff. So it seemed a little desperate, but I don't hate the move, because this is a year where you're going to clearly see is Tua the guy. If he's not the guy, if he can't perform this year, then he's never going to perform. All right. If you would ask me 2 years ago, so I say it's a strange fit now. If you would ask me 2 years ago, I'd say this is a terrible fit. It makes no sense. Stupid move. But what we saw Tyreek Hill do last year, he started seeing a lot of too high safeties with the Chiefs, and he actually became a elite short route runner. We know he's explosive. We know he could hit the bubbles and the tunnels and make them home run shots, but we saw him working hitches and crosses and finding windows. He became a smarter football player, which we didn't really see in the past. We saw him on deep crosses, deep goes, posts, double moves, just using his athleticism. But we saw him become a complete receiver last year. We saw him from being a guy who's amongst the elite because of his God-given gifts, to a guy who's he's just talented, man. He's got a ton of talent. I've always thought he's been an underrated guy in that aspect. And last year, he really took that next step. So we know Tua, okay? His biggest downfall, I believe, is his arm strength. It looks, there's some guys like even Lamar Jackson, who's not a great deep ball thrower, but when he throws the ball, it's just a flick of the wrist and that ball's going 50 yards. It looks effortless. When Tua throws it like 40 yards, it looks painful. It looks like he's having a hard time getting the ball out there. Maybe it's just because I'm not used to seeing a left-hand quarterback, but it just doesn't look smooth. We see that he's probably perfect with like the RPO kind of stuff, which you can run from time to time, but it's not going to be, it shouldn't be your offensive bread and butter by any means. So with Tyreek Hill, with a Waddle, with a Gesicki, what will that kind of all look like? I just think you're kind of limiting in Tyreek Hill's full arsenal, as far as you're taking away that deep threat kind of stuff, just because that's not to his strength. Hopefully that's something he improved upon. I think that's going to be something where the Dolphins are going to know the answer to this before probably even this trade or before this season starts, if they're going to be able to attack deep down the field outside the numbers. Speaking to Tua's arm strength issues, one thing I think we could see, which I think would be a big mistake, and it's even going to sound even worse when I'm saying this, I think you're going to see corners playing Tyreek Hill a little bit tighter, for the simple fact that he's become a lot better underneath. But also they want to dare Tua to put one over their heads, because they think that's where he's weak, because that's where he's shown he's the weakest. So I think they're going to have ample opportunities to really air it out this season. But what really brings me concerned with going, maybe Tyreek Hill can't get those over the top balls, is Waddle's a burner, man. I thought Waddle was going to come in and hit a lot of home runs, but he really worked that short and intermediate. We saw him have a ton of catches last year for a rookie, not as many yards as you kind of would have expected. So, it's great. They'll be efficient with Waddle and Hill working in that intermediate to short range, Gesicki working up the seams. That's all fine and dandy, but that's only going to take your team so far. You can only, you might make a playoff run with that, maybe. But you're never going to win a Super Bowl without a quarterback that can make all the throws, or at least threaten to make all the throws, I should say. If anybody tells you they know exactly what's going to happen this season, they're absolutely lying. This is something where we're just going to have to see. You're going to be able to find out probably by week 4 or 5, really get a good idea if this is going to be a legitimate threat and if this offense is going to take that next step up. But all in all, when I look at it, I don't think this puts them above the Patriots. I know this doesn't put them in front of the Bills. So that's what I kind of mean with I thought it was a little bit of a strange move, reeked of a little bit of desperation. I just don't think this is a win now team by any means. They have some pieces. They have some really, really good pieces. But I just still think they're third in the division. And I'm not sure. Maybe they can kind of run with the Patriots a little little bit, but they're nowhere near the Bills. They're nowhere near the Chiefs of the league. They're probably not as good as probably any of the teams out west. The Ravens are still going to give them trouble. So it's tough. There's a lot to be seen, but I'm pretty excited to see it. But I wish the Dolphins all the best. I'm a big Tyreek Hill fan. The guy is just it's literally watching a video game, watching this guy play. I mean, it's just he is so much faster than everybody. You're fast when you're running with other professional athletes, and you're like, damn, that guy is fast. So it's a good time. But drop in the comments what you guys think, man. Do you agree with me that it's a little bit of a desperation move? I want to hear what you guys think. Do you guys think I'm a hater on the Dolphins? Blah, 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 all that kind of fun stuff. Let me know in the comments, man. I want to get into it with you guys. And until next time, I'll see you guys.